So, I'm on vacation right now. I won't go into the details, but I'm on vacation, with relatives and all that, and I've been in. I'm staying in like an Airbnb place right now. It looks like a um. You could consider it like a rich person's place, It's got like paintings and like really old timey looking fancy furniture and stuff. And it kind of made me realize a few things this trip. The first one being that, I was just looking around at the kitchen and just imagining myself, living with like housemates, as a lot of people my age are doing. And, just being able to go in whenever I felt like it and go out whenever I felt like it and, just stay in my own room and do whatever I want. And I'll never be able to do that, and firstly because I have no damn money, and even if I did, right, I probably couldn't find anyone to bunk with, and most of the places around here are expensive as hell. Like, I wouldn't know the first thing about it. Mainly, I don't have any cash. Like, the cheapest places I know are going for like eight $8.50 a month, and uh, you know, I know the guy he has the $8.50 a month rate, and he knows like he's a friend of the people who own the house, so obviously he's getting a discount. And then the vacation, right? When you're out with family, it kind of sucks, because well, they're kind of boring, right? I was just kind of thinking back to when I went out with the boys, in 2024. We went to Toronto and hung around for 12 hours. That was pretty fun. Like, if I'd done this trip with them, like, not only would we probably have gone to more places, and especially more interesting places, but again, right, they're my age. I've known a lot of them since I was in elementary school, right? We got shit to talk about. There's stuff to talk about, We can goof off and just do whatever. And, because we're all guys too, kind of helps. Although it's not really a guarantee, but it helps. And, you know, the thought of me being able to actually like have a place of my own to be in, maybe with some people around, because if I lived alone all the time, I would probably go nuts. And the idea of, hanging out with the lads and actually being able to go on a big long trip, Right now I'm on like a 4-day trip. Being able to do that with the lads, just, especially just considering what kind of people they are. Like, every time I hang out with them, it's always there's the same fucking neighborhood, or, all of us don't have money or something like that. Or, we only meet up every, like once a year. So just, yeah, man. I mean, that's what I thought I'd be doing at this age, but when you're a dumb kid and a dumb teen, you have a lot of dreams, and if you don't have the resources and background to back it up, then you're screwed. Like that one girl I know from, she was living in BC right now. We'll call her name will be Sarah. We'll call her Sarah, right? She was probably thinking about the same stuff when she was a teenager. Like, oh, when I'm older, I'll, move out and live with a bunch of people and, do fun stuff. And she's been able to do that, right? In large part due to her background, due to her foundations. I had the same dream, and, look at me now. Obviously, I've made some pretty bad choices, but if you're shit out of luck, then you're shit out of luck, and you just ain't gonna get it. And I know that, that this trip is almost over. It's not gonna take long before I'm home again, and, it's back to my crappy old neighborhood and walking the same route up and down the street. And eventually it'll just be going to work and doing the same routines over and over, right? Like before, in the summer, I worked. I mean, the boss was kind of a liar, and he didn't give me a paycheck, but, it was enough of a simulation of working that I understood, what to expect. And what I got out of it was I went to work and did my shift, and then I just went home and did the same old crap over and over. Sometimes I'd see Telly. He was the only guy around I could actually see and have fun with and do stuff with. But other than hanging out with him, then I just sat at home. I'd go to work. I'd get home late, sit around my computer, maybe eat some dinner. Those were my weekdays, right? And the weekends, I would, again, just stare at my laptop, make the same hour-long walk I always did. And that was it. That was my life working. And once I, get a full-time job, that'll be the same fucking thing. I mean, honestly, even if I'd been successful, right? Let's say I had like a job and a car right now, it'd probably still just be me. Same thing, go to work, come home, eat dinner, do chores, whatever. But, the only difference would be that I'd have a car to drive around by myself in, I guess. I mean, it would be fun at first, but, after about 3 to 6 months, you'd get used to it. It'd get kind of old. Right, the thing with most of my friends is they're all far away or they're always busy or something. So most of the time it would still just be me, just hanging out by my lonesome. And I don't really have much confidence I could get a woman in that case. I know very well that as of now I have no chance at all. So it would just be me. And that would be my life. Just go to work and come home to no one and nothing and keep doing it until I'm dead or, World War III restarts or the Great Reset happens or whatever. I think it's going to be the Great Reset, but you know what I mean. Just no matter how successful I am, I'll never even achieve a fraction of what my peers are achieving. That's just, again, that's just what happens when you're unlucky, I guess. Well, a combination of unlucky and stupid, but yeah, it's just brutal. It's it's over when you're on vacation and you still have to live in your head. That's how it's just like, yeah, this is it. You're not getting any better than this. I used to dream of that too, when I was younger. I'd, have like a girlfriend or something and we'd go out, and take a vacation, book a hotel room and we flop in bed and, snuggle up and just sleep. And then the day we'd go out and have some fun. But, obviously, if I ever do go on a vacation, by myself, it's in the description. I'll be by myself. It'll just be me. Which can be fun for a time, but, when you spend most of your life alone, including a large portion of your childhood talking to yourself because you had no friends, yeah, it gets kind of old. But, God decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to make you look like an ugly toad, so, just you. Which is great. I don't know. I just had these thoughts and I wanted to air them out. If the volume is low, obviously I'm in an Airbnb with a bunch of other people, so I can't really talk that much. So, turn the volume up. I think the only good thing that's going to come out of this vacation is that, I'll have seen some new sights, technically. Maybe I'll be more accepting of where I'm at, my neighborhood, because it's like, I took a vacation and it sucks. It's pretty much sucked. It's been pretty boring. And I know that I'll never be able to make a trip like this with the boys, like, ever, so I guess I should just know my place or something. Only good thing that's going to come out of getting back is I'll just get a big soda and just dunk the shit out of that. I haven't been able to drink any sodas while I'm here, but I'll dunk a giant soda and just call it a day, just at some point you just got to accept that you're never going to do anything much with your life at all, and you're just here to pay taxes to a bunch of pedophiles so they can screw you in the ass while they burn your country down. Well, burn your future down. I don't really care about the country, so Not that you had anything to start with anyway. I don't really know what I'm saying, but you know it's over when even on vacation you just there's no real fun to be had.